So we have to be attuned to each other enough to know that sometimes we need to be quiet. And it's not just men that creates a problem, it's women. So we have to work together to love one another. We have to honor each other's space and understand boundaries. So at the end of the day, that's what's important about loving one another, not only in the hospital setting, in the churches, and just in our homes in general.
And you said something about boundaries.
Yes.
Elaborate on boundaries.
Boundaries are when you get into someone's space and you make them very uncomfortable. That could be by way of your presence, your words, or your actions. And what I mean by that is oftentimes, for example, when we go to see a patient in a room, we don't just walk in. That's invading their boundary. We knock on the door gently and ask, may we come in to their presence? Because it truly is an honor. And even here this morning, with being with my husband, I understand this is the time that he gets on the radio and he speaks. But I don't mind being in the background because he's in the background for me more often than I can count. So boundaries are respecting one another and not invading somebody's space when you're not welcome or invited.
So you're saying that you can be married and still enter in boundaries?
Absolutely. I'm going to just call out myself here because sometimes I've stepped over that boundary of my husband as well. And I know that he loves to have, we all need that space and peace and understanding, even in coming up on 3 years of marriage to my wonderful husband, and I thank God for him, is that we have to give each other that space. It's not only just a physical space, as I mentioned earlier, it's a presence of silence. I know that he has to gather his thoughts. Sometimes I have to gather my thoughts. And it's just respecting that person enough to give them that space, give them that peace, but loving them at the same time. Because what we fail to realize oftentimes is we can love each other more with just our presence. Because that person knows. You don't have to say a word. And I think sometimes, and I used to be this way because I was a Toastmaster and we talked all the time. Not we, I'm going to claim Jennifer. But learning how to be quiet because silence is golden. And honoring that person's space, honoring who they are, and allowing my husband to be who he is as he allows me to be who I am, just like you and lovely lady here this morning. So just want to thank you for this time and just always remember to honor each other with our presence, our peace, and our understanding.
You heard it for yourself right here in Rhema Gospel Express, 91.7 HD2 KROV. Sister Jennifer Smith, yes. She is working in the hospital, but yet under the chaplainship, but yet she has some golden words, golden nuggets for you and for I.